Welcome to the Real CP Show. I am your host, CP. In today's topic, which today is July the 4th, 2026. And there will be some numbers of Black Americans that's going to be out there celebrating left and right in such an illogical way of thinking that 4th of July has something to do with Black Americans relating to freedom. Do you understand? So it's one thing for numbers of Black Americans say we deserve to celebrate relating to our own and our Black military men and our women and our achievements, to celebrate that part, etc. But that has nothing to do with the celebration of freedom relating to acting as if there is some overallness of freedom across the board for Black Americans in this country of America for 250 years. You understand the difference? And the thing about this particular Black woman got her remindment, unfortunately. So today's topic is this Black woman, Black American woman, was shocked by the N-word usage on a Wingstop order at her particular city, one, in her area in Virginia in 2026. When did anti-Black Americanism stop in the U.S. as a collective? It is overall allowed. And unfortunately, it's understandable that she was hurt and she was shocked that something that has not stopped. Right? Now, that's not understandable within logical analysis because it had not stopped. So she got her remindment. What about this Daniel Penny? Daniel, the Ku Klux Klan by his actions Penny, that choked out Jordan, Black American Neely, right? On this situation on there, I think it was in New York, one of those places on a subway system or something, and he had a white Hispanic demon, white Hispanic Klan member, one and B2, and the other one could have been a Hispanic one or another culture or Anglo, which is a whole different topic, where Daniel Penny was the main person, but the other two little Cretan demons are minimized and not really talked about. This is 2026. He choked him out. They say, oh my goodness, he was sitting there going toward this Anglo woman, right? Not jumping on her, not just doing all kind of stuff toward her. Nope. Just the insinuation that he's going toward her. Do you understand? He gets choked out, unarmed. So when did anti-Black Americanism stop? Do you understand? Like this part here.
If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't Black.
Who else is told this? This is 2000. This is 21st century, people. Huh? But again, you got some people that do just like this.
Nothing. I know nothing. I know nothing.
Right? And it's a sad thing that, she had got her reminder to think this is why also that numbers of Black women just don't get it. When you sit there and talk about calling themselves Black feminists, you're copying Anglo feminism. Do you understand? When they sit there and use generically womenism, just in general, they're getting laughed at by certain numbers of women within certain parts of predominant culture, saying those Negro women walk around talking about generically womanism, which means fighting for our rights as well, which we had more rights before them. Do you understand? And they know it's not enough Black American womanism in this 21st century, 2026, that get it through their skulls. They have just as much hatred, not even close to it, but just as much hatred toward them by various other groups and people, etc., ones who do this. But they want to sit there, the ones who do is want to have animosity toward Black American males. But they think black American males supposed to line up and still try to protect them in overall way. Don't work like that. Do you understand? Now, there's going to always be some simps, regardless, that's going to jump in from the dangerousness that's affect toward black American women. And in certain instances, yes, it should be, but it's across the board. I don't think so. How many black men have lost their lives jumping in front of certain types of black American women who wouldn't give them the time of day, who had animosity toward them the day before? Do you understand that? Different topic. Now, let me go ahead and share my screen on this part about this story in this video. I'm utilizing this under timepiece purpose and what I call under fair usage doctrine, what I call a timepiece purpose.
Hi, everybody. Welcome in tonight. And first on Fox, we have a Fox 5 exclusive. A woman from Northern Virginia found a racial slur written on her order from a local Wingstop.
And tonight, she is speaking only with our Shamari Stone, who is in Lorton with that story.
Well, tonight, this woman tells me that she is really upset. She came here to...
A black American woman. Don't let people minimize that. Even for someone who has some skin of black.
This Wingstop and bought a 10-piece lemon pepper, Louisiana rub, fries, and fried corn for her 7-year-old grandson. They were shocked to see the racial slurs. Take a look. This photo shows the order stickers Nita Sutherland receives after paying at Wingstop on Lord and Market Street in Fairfax County last Friday. We blurred the offensive racial slur. It's supposed to show her name. And take a look at the food making progress screen. The same racial slur. She tells the manager, says the manager did not apologize, and tries to remove the stickers off her bags.
And how much you want to bet that wasn't a black American that did that? How much you want to bet that's an immigration person who did that? A certain other group of person that did that have no understanding, don't care anything about black Americanism. Do you understand, people? But you still got numbers of some foolish versions within certain parts of black Americanism that'll jump up and down, fighting for border breaker and illegal immigrants, fighting for immigration situations, fighting for all TPS, was supposed to be temporary stuff, fighting for all these different groups and people out there who don't care nothing about black Americans, fighting for tethering type people, fighting for cosplaying ones that don't give a care about black Americanism. Do you understand?
Shocked over what just happened, Nita didn't let her take them away. You're now going to exclusively hear from Nita. When you placed the order at the Wingstop, you spelled your name. What did you tell the employee?
I told her my name was Nita, N-I-T-A. I repeated it again, N-I-T-A, Nita.
And they sit there, and in their little warped mindset, they didn't care what they heard. They heard N-I-G-A or N-I-G-G-A.
Nita.
And what was your reaction when you saw the racial slur?
I was upset. I was pissed off. I just called for the manager because I felt like she can go in and take it off the screen at least. And she didn't. She went back and she was like, oh, she didn't mean anything by it. And
But she means woman. This is why sometimes I have to question certain numbers within American black womanism mentality once applies to. Like, you keep calling yourself womanism in a general sense instead of making sure specifically talk about black American womanism. There's a time to use women, it will add context to it, but too many times black American women are just utilizing womanism in some general fashion. That was a woman that sat there and did that. The manager was a woman, right? Making excuses, or the cashier who did that was a woman. Do you understand? Did they care? Nope.
went back and started back frying the chicken.
Frying the chicken back there.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Instead of apologizing to you?
Did not apologize.
And how does that make you feel as a...
And she was like, oh, she didn't mean anything by it. And she went back. I felt like she can go in and take it off the screen at least. And she didn't. She went back and she was like, oh, she didn't mean anything by it. And she went back and started back frying the chicken.
Frying the chicken back there.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Instead of apologizing to you?
Did not apologize.
And how does that make you feel as a black woman to see something like that?
Black American woman. See, you have to watch these people. Even they got the skin of black, asking questions. That don't mean nothing. Black American.
It's awful.
We reached out to Wingstop's corporate office, and today a spokesperson sent a written statement saying in part, quote, discrimination and hateful behavior are completely inconsistent with the values of the Wingstop brand and have no place in our restaurants. Upon learning of this situation, the independent operator of this franchise location informed us that it promptly investigated the incident and based on its findings, subsequently terminated the employee.
I'm glad they're fired because they shouldn't have put it on the screen. It's more they could have did. They didn't try to help us. They were dismissive. So, and they need to understand racial profiling and racism is not accepted.
Who told her that bull crap? When did it stop being accepted overall within Americanism? It's still happening. See, that's that naiveness of a certain section of Black Americanism in this situation. This illogical, to be surprised that this is still happening in 2026 shows the naiveness of her. When did it stop? And so they know it's not enough Black Americanism to push back on these type of people who are doing this overall. And a certain entity, they're giving these people businesses, freebies. Do you understand? Give them all kind of stuff like that to bypass Black Americanism, who already was the foundation of America. Do you understand, people?
And tonight, the Wingstop spokesperson tells us that employees here will have to undergo sensitivity training. Meanwhile, we tried to find the employee who was fired. We were unable to do so. I'm Shamari Stone here in Lorden. Back to
sensitivity training. Do you see the most ignorant of that? What do you need sensitivity training for? You think Black Americans can go to another country and say, oh, I forgot, Black Americans can't flee to other countries. I forgot, Black American people just can't sit there and go break immigration laws, and their citizens and other people sitting there jumping, the ones who do that, and certain numbers of citizens, wink, wink, that sit there and have their own biasness toward their own people to, anyway, it feels vice versa. The whole point I'm making, there's no such thing as various other groups and people and entities, political figures that's going to roll out some black carpet sitting there saying, oh, my brothers and sisters, come over here and we're going to give you freebies and we're going to sit there and give you certain types of free education. We're going to sit there and give you all kinds of situations one applies to, right? Nope. And then you go over there and sit there, Black Americans go over there and insulting and some, ethnic slang to another tribe or group, wherever it is. And I don't think so. It's a loud people that this anti-Black Americanism hatred of Black Americans in general, specifically even more toward Black Americans, males. I'm not talking about naive and gullible ones, because that's part of the bigger problem too. Too many numbers within certain parts of American Blackism are very naive. You understand? So nobody else will tolerate this. They're not going to tell you, well, okay, the past is the past. Well, we don't worry about stuff that's going on right now. That happened to our people when we fled over to America, the ones it applies to, etc. Only within certain sections of Black Americanism that is ingrained in the mentality to allow people to just denigrate and minimize Black pain. And so she got a remindment on that part of it. It's like this particular clip. It's a very poignant and very poignant and major hitting home point.
You're just a very replaceable part in this machine.
I'm sorry, who are you?
But if you forget your place in the... You're just a very replaceable part in this machine.
I'm sorry, who are you?
But if you forget your place in the company...
If more Black American women do not understand, they are being used left and right. You understand? To sit there and talk about womanism and generically Black feminism, and to sit there and talk about I don't need no man type nonsense and Black American men this and Black American men that. Do you understand? The system loves that type of ignorance. But down to some of the good Black American women, salute to them, but those are small and dwindling. I thank you for tuning in to the Real CP show.
have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.